Hi there. It's Sunday. Are you ready for my Sunday Night Live? Welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. What is today? July 28th already. We only have a few more days and we'll be in August. I know, time flies, just time flies. I am going to get started in 1 minute. Thank you for being here. Hello, hello. Say hello. I see you coming on. Hi, Karen. Karen's from Texas. Where are all of you from? Welcome, welcome. We've had a couple, hi Carol. We've had a couple of days of good weather. Today was a little warmer, hey Bev, than yesterday. Yesterday was absolutely perfect. I think it was in the low 80s. We had all our windows open. We never needed the air conditioner. Carol's from Connecticut. Oh my gosh, beautiful, beautiful country. Hi Stephanie. Today, no air conditioner, but now that I'm in my stamp room, I thought I wasn't going to need it, and I just turned it on because it's a little warm in here. Hi, Viola. Welcome. Viola's right down the block from me, maybe a half a mile, so maybe 3/4 of a mile. Yep. She's here in Tracy. So, okay, it's 7 o'clock. Hi, Lynn. Lynn's also in Tracy. She lives about 3 miles from me or so. Let's turn down and get started. I have a really cool technique for you tonight, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's turn you down. Hey, Florence, how are you, my friend? Let's get you situated here before I start. Yes, Bev is lucky. She claims Iowa and Florida. So she gets to move around. All right. Welcome to Stampin' All Day with Bev. I am your host, Beverlee Morales. Hi, Diane. Diane's in the state of Nevada. Hey, Marie, here in California. All right. I am your host, Beverlee Morales. And here is your July host code if you need it to order this month. Right here. And you can shop with me where? At beverleystamps.stampinup.net. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome. I don't know where Cheryl's from, but Cheryl, you might want to tell us. Maybe not. It's okay if you don't. But welcome to our channel. Everybody say hi to Cheryl. Between your meds and God's mercy, you're coping. Oh, Florence, you're still in my prayers. You're still in my prayers. I specifically prayed for you at church today. Here is my email address if you need to talk to me about anything. You can email me and I'll see that really quick. And I also have a YouTube channel if you want to go there and watch the replays, or if you want to send anybody there that does not have Facebook. Stephanie is from Houston. Another rainy day. Will I ever get to work and play in your garden? Oh, I would love to see your garden. I bet it's beautiful. We need rain. We need rain, so I guess lucky you, but yeah, I know it gets, too much hot, too much rain, too much anything. We just want, even keel here. Hi, Michelle. All right. First thing I want to do is I want to announce the winner of my tower card that I made. I made this one, I believe. No. I made this one live. Hi, Jean. Jean is right down the road from me, too. Thank you, Bev. God really has been answering the prayers offered. Oh, good. It'll get better. So this is the card that I made at my last live. It's the tower card. There's 2 different versions, but my winner can pick either one. If it's easier for you to pick by color, we'll do that. You can say the pretty in pink or the multicolor. Whichever one you want. They're the same other than that. Oh, and the DSP is different. So just pick the one you want. And who is that winner? Hi, Michelle. Look at who it is. She just popped on right now. Michelle, you are the winner. So you can tell me since you're here, you can tell me number 1. It's easier for you that way. Or number 2. Hi, Rosemary. Rosemary's also in my hometown of Tracy. So, Michelle, just let me know which one you want, and I will mail that to you. I've got the envelope right here. I will need you to email me your address so I can send that to you. All righty. You guys are loving my sheet here that tells you what the dimensions and what I used for the items in my card. So let's start right here with what I used. I used textured, well, I didn't use these textured metallic sheets, but here they are. I'm using some metallic sheets or foil sheets that I had already. Number one, okay, that's yours. I just using what I had, and I happen to use copper, gold, and rose gold. I only put the number for gold because copper and rose gold are not in the new catalog, but these textured metallics, which are gorgeous, here's their page 110. I wanted you to not have to search for them. Will make this card as well. Hey Annie, I used window sheets. I used Mellow Moss cardstock and also ink, and Pretty in Pink cardstock and also ink. I used my small business stamp sets. I'll show them all to you. Pretty in Pink inks and Mossy Meadow. I just repeated myself. And then Stylish Shapes dies and Sketch Butterflies dies. One more time. I knew I wasn't going to use these again, but they just worked perfect for this card, one of the small butterflies, so I used it again. I also, for my tools, I need my paper trimmer, my Simply Score tool, my bow punch, my cut and boss machine, a bone folder and snips, and I think, thanks Annie, I love being at church too this morning. Yes, it was a good message. I love it. All about our roots, right? Snips, and I see that I forgot to put bone folder on here, but we always need our bone folder. Adhesives, tear and tape, foam adhesive strips. If you don't have those, you're going to want those for this technique. Liquid glue and mini glue dots, okay? So there it is, unobstructed. If you want to take a picture of that, you can. And then I will try to remember to show it again at the end of this live. Okay, hi Sandra, welcome everybody. All right, I'm going to show you the card first. And here it is. Look at this beauty. It's called a floating focal point because this is my focal point. And it is floating. Can you see how it's floating off of the card? It's lifted up and floating. So if you've made one before, it's not a new technique. It's just one I haven't done in a very long time, and I wanted to share it with you, those of you who had not seen it before or those of you who are new. Okay, so that's the card. So let's get started. I'm going to need my paper trimmer. At the top here, you see that the card base is 5. Thank you for all the hearts. The card base is 5 by 10. Then we also need 2 pieces of basic white cardstock cut at 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. My foil sheets are cut at 1/4 by 3. Okay, that's the dimensions. All right, so let's take our paper trimmer and we are going to cut. Now this is 8.5, a whole sheet, 8.5 by 11. Thank you, Michelle. So we are going to cut it down, what did I say, 10 by 5 by 10. So this is 11.5. I'm sorry, this is 11. So we're going to cut to 10 inches. So I have the edge of my paper on the 10-inch mark on my paper trimmer. I have the paper all the way up to the ledge here, so it can't be crooked in any way, shape, or form. Oops, I just moved it. Let me move it back. Okay, and then I'm going to take the dark blade on the trimmer and I'm going to cut off 1 inch. And that'll be a nice scrap for another time. Then I need 5, so I'm going to turn it this way, and we're going to scoot down to the 5. Place the end on my 5-inch mark right there, and then I'm going to use the cutting blade again, and I am going to cut. So we have a 5 by 10. Okay, this is our card base. So I'm just going to fold that in half. Hi, Joyce, welcome. I'm going to push with my fingers, and then I'm going to take my bone folder and burnish. And so this is a square card. And I'm going to wing it back so I have a beautiful seam there. Okay? All right, so that is my card base. Then I mentioned that I needed 2 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. I will take this one first, and we will make the outside layer of our card. In case you're wondering what the outside layer is, you can see the card base here, and then the outside layer here. So we're going to do that right now. I'm going to need my scoreboard. And I am going to take the wide ball of my stylus tool that comes with the board, and I am going to score at 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to do that again on all 4 sides. Now this one is a little bit wider than the original. I think I did 1/8. But it doesn't really matter as long as you stay consistent on all 4 sides. So 1/4 and 1/2. Okay, so then the opposite side has the score lines on it. Now this one to me doesn't look deep enough, so I'm going to go back and deepen that. There we go. Look how pretty that makes your card base. Okay, we're done with the Simply Score tool. Now I'm going to take my stamp Made with Love. Where does Made with Love come from? I talked about the stamp set, My Small Business. Made with Love is right there. I think this stamp set is very, very cute. And while I'm thinking about it, this bag reminded me, you must come back on Wednesday if you're available at 9 a.m. Pacific time. I am going to be showing, yes, it is. It is one of my trademarks. I do that a lot, Florence. I am going to be making the make and take for Thursday's open house, and you do not want to miss it. It is adorable, if I do say so myself. So anyway, this bag reminded me to tell you that. And then that's the stamp set it came from. And then I said I was going to use the sketch butterfly dies. So if we look at the card again, you see that I have one of the little butterflies. And how that happened is I had some left over from my projects. And so I just set it there and it looked perfect. So I'm using that again. And then the Stylish Shapes. The Stylish Shapes dies are, I say, a necessity, because it has circles, squares, and banners, and rectangle banners, and they're all stitched. So I used 2 of the squares. There's 3 altogether. No, there's 4. So I used the 2 largest. So I used these 2 here. Okay, so I just wanted to show you all of the dies that are in the Stylish Shapes. Okay. So back to this. We're going to take the stamp Made with Love. Hey, Annie, welcome. And my Mossy Meadow ink. What do? I tap, tap, tap. check my stamp, and I'm just going to stamp Made with Love right here in the bottom right hand corner. Hold my paper, then grab my whole block and lift. There we go. Hey Louise, welcome my friend. Okay. Now that's ready. For the inside, your support deserves a big hug. Now, you know, this is a business stamp set, so all of our customer support does deserve a big hug, a big kiss, a big thank you, a big whatever. But we support people in many ways. We support people that are ill. We support people that are moving. We support people that are going through a hard time. So when somebody supports you like that, this is going to work. So I took the Your Support Deserves a Big, and in this case it says thanks. So I'm going to take the Mossy Meadow ink again and ink it up in the same manner that I just did the other stamp. I'm going to find the line on my glass mat, make sure my paper is lined up well, and then I'm going to stamp Your Support Deserves a Big. Hold my paper and lift. Okay. Close your ink pad if you remember. Try to get in that habit, because if you leave it open, it's a good possibility you use the wrong color at the wrong time and be upset with yourself. This great big thanks is also in the My Small Business stamp set. So I'm inking this up in pretty in pink, and I'm just going to stamp it right under Your Support Deserves a Big Thanks. Hold my paper and lift. Isn't that pretty? Just love it. Okay. So we might as well take this guy and and put it right in the card and have that ready. This is going to take my liquid glue. Pretty basic so far, just a different size card. Tower card was my last live, and then before that I made a larger card, and now I'm making a square card. So usually I had been making just the standard cards, but now we've got some different sizes here. Okay, so the inside can be done if you want it to be, and now we can layer the outside and have this all ready for the focal point. Oh, thank you. Okay, I will. I'll check that right now. What would I do without you guys? Okay. Yep. You were right. Slightly open. Hi, Deborah French. So here we go. All right. So for this floating focal point, we need this large die we need to cut out, and I did that in advance, and it measures 3 by 3. So I cut one out in rose gold already. I also, with my paper trimmer, cut out a 3 by 3 window sheet. Hey, Mary. Oh, my goodness, my friend. Oh, you guys. Oh, Mary's a special girl. Say hi, Mary. If you knew her, you'd love her like I do. So let's have this window sheet right there. And then we're going to need these strips of foil paper. These are the 1/4 inch by 3 inch long. I miss you too, sweetie. By 3 inch long. Okay, so I did the gold and the copper already, but I do need to show you how to do that. So I've got the rose gold right here. It's 3 inches wide, like I said, and we are going to go over to the 1/4 inch mark here on the paper trimmer and cut out 2 strips. I have 2 of each color. 1. Hey, Kim. 2. Okay, so I have 6. 3. Did I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah. Okay, 2 of each color. I just want to make sure. All right, put these back together. So on the back of the ones that I had already cut out, I mounted tear and tape, but I did not burnish it yet. So I still need to do that. So I'm going to leave them turned over so I'll remember. And you just turn over the 2 I just cut. And guess what? They're the exact same size as the tear and tape. Tear and tape is 1/4 inch wide. So I am putting it right on there slowly. Bye, sweetheart. We'll see you tomorrow. It's my grandson. He's leaving. And put that down. And then let's get this one down as well. Take your time with this. You want to line it up as best you can. And then just tear it at the end. Okay. So on that sheet that I showed at the beginning, all the item numbers, if you need any of this product, are there. And if you just came in, I'll show it again later, okay, at the end. So we're going to burnish. All right, so now you decide how you want this. I think I want a gold, a copper, or just the 3 colors that I have available to me. I'm just going to put them in a row, and then I'm going to start over again. Gold, copper, and rose. Okay, so we're going to take, this is hard to see. Would it be easier to see if I put it on paper? Not really. And I don't want to cause stickiness. So the window sheet is here. I'm going to pull the tear and tape. Now, I always teach you to go from the middle, right? But these are so narrow that it's kind of hard to grab the middle. And this is 3 inches wide, long, and so is the window sheet. So I'm going to go right up to the top of the window sheet and set it across. But you don't have to freak out because the next die we're going to use is smaller. It's 2.5 by 2.5. So we're going to have some room around there, okay? So let's take the next one. Now, I try to teach that you do the top and then you do the bottom and then maybe the middle and fill in. However it is you think you can get things even. You can just eyeball. I have to concentrate now because this window sheet's hard to see, so I know you guys are having a hard time seeing it. It's like glass. So there we go. So the next one would be copper, right? We can do this. We can lay it down. And then the rose gold. And then gold again. And then the copper. Okay, so I'm just going to try to line it up with even spaces. It doesn't have to be perfect just because you're going to have other objects on top of it that are going to give you some wiggle room. Okay, so let's take this one and set it down. Trying to keep the spacing somewhat even. Okay. And then one more. This one's already down. Now notice that this one, oh, let me finish. Let me put this one down and then I'll point it out. You probably already see it. Notice that this one's not, it's missed the edge of the window sheet here and it's over here a little bit. Again, it's okay because our square is smaller. Now what I did on this one is I spaced them too far apart, and so I'm going to miss one of my strips. So take that into account. I didn't even think about that. See, these are much closer. Okay, I didn't even think about that, so that's a lesson learned here. Still going to look good, but that's a lesson learned. Okay, I'm going to take my Post-it note paper, tape, and I'm going to tape this right up to the top here. I do not want this to move. And then we're going to go get my cut and emboss machine. And we're going to cut this out. I was just thinking something. This will be 3 by 3, so that'd be cutting it pretty close. But I could actually cut this out 3 by 3, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna, because this is 3 by 3 and it's gonna layer. So that was just going through my head when you watch me hesitate. Okay, so let's run this through. Now, I'm gonna run it through and then I'm gonna run it back. And it's still, I'm going to run it twice, and it's still not going to cut out the acetate all the way, but that's okay because it cuts it out most of the way. Take off this tape. And you can use your snips, that's why they're on the list, to follow the straight lines of the squares and cut it out the rest of the way. Okay, so you see the double stitching? All right, we're gonna cut in between the double stitching. This one has a single stitch because of my mismeasuring, so I'm going to cut under that because I want the stitching to show. So you're just going to adjust depending on how you lay yours out. I'm going to cut this one because I want to single stitch all the way around. So now I have this all the way around. Okay. Now we're going to flip this over. I think I want a piece of scrap paper down. And this is where the adhesive strips, here they are, foam adhesive strips. Here is where they come in. If you don't have these already, oh, I promise you, you're going to love them when you have them. And they fit right, they're a little bit narrower than the strips. So they fit right over, and you're going to cut that off. See, and you don't even see them. Now this glass mat, I love it because see how this is adhesive was easy to pull right back off of that. If I would have had my grid paper and forgot to use my silicone mat, it would have stuck and tore and had paper on there. So the glass mat is awesome. Here's the code right here if you want one. So I'm just going to use, it's a double-sided foam strip. It's thicker, than mini glue dot or dimensionals. Now this one, I'm going to use it. It's not quite as long as all the other ones, but I think it's going to be okay. Yeah, they're higher. Yes, they are higher. So I'm going to put this here. And then these are just left over from the first one I made, and patch it in there. And if you're not comfortable leaving this without adhesive, you can just repair like that. But I think it would have been fine. But I just want to show you how you can just cut these to whatever size you need. Okay. And I save all my pieces because you never know when you need a small one. All right, let me flip this over and make sure I don't see any of the foam strips sticking out. If you do, this is the time you want to trim them back. I see a little bit of them. Oh, I have a funny story. Not all of you, because some of you are new, but a lot of you that have been with me for a long time know my cutting story from my kindergarten teacher, how she told my mom that I needed to really practice with scissors, that I wasn't good at cutting, and every time I bring out a pair of scissors, I have this flashback of that, and it's always bothered me my whole life. Well, I found my kindergarten report card the other day when I was going through old pictures and stuff, and it's in writing that my mom needs to take me home and let me practice with scissors. And I was telling my daughter, look at this. Look at when it's floating on that copper. Isn't it gorgeous? I was telling my daughter, who doesn't know how to use scissors in kindergarten? She goes, Mom, Goose, my mom's weird nickname is Goose. Goose was so protective. You know that. She was very, very, we were in a bubble. She's not going to let you use scissors. And so I started laughing. I said, you're right. But here it is in writing. I tell the story all the time. And now I see it in writing that my teacher said that I had to go home and learn to use scissors in practice. And then look at my job. It's using scissors. Isn't that funny? So anyway, I just had to share that with you, that you should have seen me when I found the report card. I said, Heather, look, Ken, look. Oh my gosh, remember what I told you? And they said, yes, and they read it. My teacher's name was Mrs. Young. I was in the afternoon kindergarten class. It was so cute. Oh my gosh. So I didn't dream it. It's a fact that I had to learn to use scissors. So I just pulled off all the backing of that tape, and I'm setting this on top of the 3x3 die cut. Do you guys love it? I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. Oh, is that what the problem was? Oh, okay. I didn't know. All right, so here is I talked about Mossy Meadow card stock that we need for this project. And the bow die, it says die here, but it's the bow punch. So I'm going to take the bow punch and I'm going to punch out 2 sprigs. I love this story, Jean. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. It gave me such a complex. All right, so look how pretty, just like that. And we just need mini glue dots for this. So this card is not hard at all. I think it's absolutely stunning. And you can use foil papers, you can use glimmer papers, you can use designer series papers for the strips, in a coordinating backdrop, whatever you want to use. But now you know how to do it, and all you need is these foam adhesive strips to lift the top part here, and because of the window sheet glassy look under there, everything looks like it's floating. Now my mini glue dots are larger than the stem that I just put them on, but they're easy to manipulate, to bend down, fold in half, roll up, whatever you need to do, and it sticks right there on the foil sheets and the window sheets. So we're going to do that again. She was protective, very. I'm going to say it, but I'm going to knock on wood. None of us, she had 4 children, none of us ever had a broken bone. I swear, if we were going to fall, she would run and dive in midair and catch us. My aunt, her sister had 7 kids, and she it's not that she didn't watch her kids. She had 7 of them, and she, you know, if they fell, they fell. And my mom was one of those. My cousins would be jumping on the couch or whatever. First of all, we weren't allowed to do that, but my cousins were. And my mom would say to my Aunt Connie, her sister, they're going to fall. She's going to fall. She's going to fall. Oh, she's fine. Oh, she's fine. And my mom was like this. Every time she jumped, Shirley, every time she jumped up and down, my mom's all trying to gonna go catch her, gonna go. And my aunt would say, Helen, she's fine. If she falls, she won't do it again. But no, my mom, she's so scared you're going to get hurt. All right, so here we go. Putting this right on the card. And we're going to do that because we've got it lifted. We're going to do that with glue. And have this focal point. Thank you, Florence. Just sit right up here within the grid lines that I made with the Simply Score tool. And you have a stunning card with that floating focal point. It seems like you guys all like it. Okay, I'm in love with this. I think it's beautiful. But I am tickled pink with the open house project that everybody's going to make. If you're online, if you're watching right now and you're going to come to open house, you need to RSVP no later than 2 days before open house, which is this Thursday, the 1st, right? Okay. I also want you to bring a bag of, just an individual bag of M&Ms or M&Ms with peanuts. That's what I used. And on Wednesday, I'm going to show you what we're making. And I think you're going to love it. You're going to case it. Yay! Okay, Jean, yes, I have you down as a regular, Jean, but thank you for just making, so I won't be guessing. I can't wait to show everybody that project. It's so stinking cute. All right, this is my card for tonight. I hope you enjoyed learning the floating focal point. Put anything on those stripes, as long as it's lifted, you will be good. And congratulations to, was it Michelle Cooper? If I remember correctly. Yep. Michelle, email me your address so I can get this tower card to you in the mail. And thank you all for being here. Tabitha, thank you for being here. Yes, Marie, great. Okay, I'll put you down. All right, see you later. Bye-bye.